Gentlemen, today's video, we have FAKER on our favorite little menace in the mid lane, that is Zoe. She got a big buff on 11-18, her E, much shorter cooldown later on, which means more picks. And I definitely think she will be a contended pick at Worlds in the mid lane. For any of these mid laners looking to branch away from the bruiser meta that seems to be getting set up, I'm seeing a lot of champions like the Tryndamere mid, like the Irelia, a really beefy type of style, which is unfortunate to see. But if anyone wants to play mage, man, I'm all for it. As we see FAKER coming through for the invade. He flashes in for the Q extended range. He picks up 1 assist. Syndra was there, but she got 1 assist as well. And she is chunked super low here, so big advantage to FAKER. And I think that Zoe in the meta is solid. You get a lot of prio. Solo Q, it does decently. The only thing you're going to be lacking is really mobility. You're very susceptible to getting ganked and all in, so just be a little bit careful when picking it. Definitely try and itemize correctly. Maybe a stopwatch, things like this if you can. We move through. Lucian Nami, one of the strongest bot lanes in the game right now. Lucian, of course, moving away from the mid lane and into the duo lanes, which I'm fine with. I was sick of Lucian mid, dude. And I think mid laners, we could see mid laners like Chovy pick this up, Showmaker. I know Maple likes to play this a lot. I'm super pumped for Worlds. So all of the Korean and the LPL, everyone is landed in Iceland in EU now. This is one of FAKER's last games in Korea before he got onto his luxurious jet provided by Riot Games. And we'll be seeing FAKER's game. He's going to be boot camping in the EU, which I'll be covering on this channel almost every day. All the best games happening over there with Doinby, Showmaker, of course FAKER, some of the EU and NA pros. It should be bloody fun. But for now, this wave in against the Syndra. He's missed 6 CS in this lane so far, but Syndra's missed a lot more. And she's down in TP. Bubble lands. Q. Could be the auto. Beautiful trade there, and the Syndra is just completely stuffed. Not much she's going to be able to do. FAKER will teleport in with a huge lead, and she'll be forced into a bad back. And yeah, man, I'm more excited for this Worlds than any other Worlds. I feel like there's so many things that could potentially happen. It's stacked. I know a lot of people think that FBX are going to win, or like Darmon, it's a sure thing, but man, there's a lot of dark horses that could kick, they could completely kick teams out. I really like PSG, that's Maple's team. I think DFM, the Japanese team this year is pretty strong, could come through with some upsets, maybe knock out C9 as FAKER moves through. Misses every bloody ability, but it doesn't matter because you get the empowered auto attacks on Zoe after your spell. And this champion is so fun, man. If you are struggling to pick up a new champion, you're lost in League of Legends, just go and play some Zoe with some nice, fun music, dude. It's a good vibe. It's a good time. You probably will struggle to pick it up. It takes a bit to feel comfortable, but maybe after 20 or 30 games, you'll start to understand the mechanics, how to really play in space on this champion. It's not really like many others. And Syndra does very well into Zoe, especially in the early game. Zoe eventually, if she itemizes correctly, can outrange the Syndra. But a good Syndra is always going to try and set up her stun as you are forward. She'll stun you or even move through and then QE on the where you bounce back after your R. And that allows these picks like the Syndra, like the Ahri, like the Lux, any like direct CC to do pretty well into Zoe in the mid game before she's able to get things like the Hourglass or the Banshee. But the mid lane meta right now is pretty cringe. We're looking at a lot of picks like Galio, Tryndamere mid. We'll probably see things like Irelia. I've been seeing a little bit of Talon and Zed. I don't know if, like, because you can flex Talon and Zed mid-jung at the moment, there's this weird meta arising that could happen at Worlds where we see this pick as we teleport into the bot lane. And this is looking a little bit dodgy. FAKER overextends. Bubble. Q. Looking for it. A little bit of harass over onto the cannon. Good hook. Graves flashes out, and what a fiesta. Usually Zoe excels at these fiestas with all the summoners on the ground. But we can't move up into this wave yet. As you can see, Syndra's finally moved across, and this is going to be a fiesta. Always on the hunt for summoner spells. Look, look, look on the ground. Coming through. We get the assist on Lucian. A little flashy here, situated. Flashes forward. Now FAKER trying to weave the autos. He's going to be able to get the cannon. Bubble goes wide, picks up another flash. And I just love this pick. Flash is in here. instantly hourglasses on this Syndra ultimate to bait it out. And we are not done. We got Stride Breaker. Pops in, grabs a Syndra kill. 3-0-3 here for FAKER. So Doinby arrived today, and he has been struggling on EU solo queue. I'll probably do I might do a review tomorrow on Doinby in EU. Man, he has just the most interesting champion pool. I don't think he really cares. But we'll see what comes out of it. I don't know if he's going to take solo queue that seriously. I definitely think last time he was in EU, he didn't really grind that much of solo queue. I remember he's playing like weird ass picks. He's playing a lot of kleptomancy things like Lucian mid with klepto and stuff like that back in 2019. But I'm always excited to see what he pulls out. Chovy, of course, landing today as well. Feel sorry for the Diamond 2 mid laners that go up against Chovy on his first week. Oh my god, did that bubble land? Look at this setup. Nice poke there. He gets caught by the stun, Syndra. A little bit of trade back. And I love the way FAKER moves in aggressively there. That was absolutely... And he ult forward for the auto. That was such a good solo kill. Whenever you're pacing like that and the enemy's posturing forward, they expect you to retreat. Move into them. They panic. Their skill shots go behind you and you're moving in there like an absolute Chad. Try it out in your games if you're playing a little bit aggressive. It's called like... I mean, it really started with people calling it like cocky movements. I don't think it's cocky movements. It's just... I mean, if it worked, it's just good movements, essentially. They thinking that you are a beta and are going to retreat, but you have the confidence to move forward. It's going to take them by surprise, especially in the lower elos. They're not going to expect you to be playing like that if you're not a Smurf or something like that. So you look for the bubble. Oh my god, I love the way he's using this terrain. And Syndra, at this point, now that the Zoe has the Mercs, I don't really see a way, an avenue for the Syndra to get back into it, because she can't one-shot the Zoe, and you're outranged. So the tempo here, all in FAKER's favor. And I was super surprised they buffed this champion. Considering the rank 1 in Korea in solo queue at the moment, he hit rank 1 without the Zoe E buffs. I mean, I was pretty surprised they gave her any type of love at all. In solo queue, she always sits around about a 50%, 49% win rate. But of course, the OTPs, the one tricks, are always so much higher because this champion has a pretty high skill ceiling. Meaning, if the more games you play, the much higher win rate. It scales up super fast with the games you amount to play, as opposed to something like an Any, where it just almost like a flat rock from your first couple of games. It's Any is Any, as Tyler 1 should know. We're sitting pretty here. I reckon we'll see mid laners like... I think FAKER could pull out a Zoe. I think I'd be more looking towards someone like Niski, someone like Maple. I definitely think Showmaker or Chovy could pull this pick off. FAKER, maybe. I'm thinking he's playing more like Ryze, Azir kind of styles. But the meta, we haven't really seen pro play for a while. I'm super interested to see what these teams come out with in the meta. And I'm wondering if Nemesis is going to be able to hit rank 1 finally. All the best like Korean and Chinese pros off of the Korean server now. Now's your time to hit rank 1. Got to get in there, abuse some Trinity mid. Maybe hopefully Kale gets some buffs. I don't want to R forward, smite, E bubble, lands. She has no cleanse, but I don't think you're able to make it in. Perfect timing there. The Mercs will help here. Dude, what? He gets a kill. Wow, that is impressive. Really nice angles. Really nice angles. And when you play Zoe like this, the enemy you can just feel they get so tilted they don't even want to come through mid lane. They start complaining about the champion. It's a great champ to do that. And in mid lane, these two walls here on the Wraiths and on the other side, they're super important to landing long range bubbles, and you need to go into practice tool. Put quick cast with indicator on. Quick cast with indicator is what you need for Zoe E. Otherwise, don't bother, because it's going to allow you to see how your bubble is traveling through these terrains, and it's super inconsistent. So without that, you're just coin flipping on if it's going to go the right direction. As we get our Ludens. Hopefully we get the Medjais. I love it. A lot of Kennen in the top lane recently. Kennen, Jace, Gwen. Top lane meta is pretty exciting. Camille. Thank God we're not like on the Ornns, the tanks, the Maokais. I hated that meta. These bruises are always a lot more fun. As Syndra roams into the bot lane, Faker with the instant TP. Faker's map awareness is easily one of the best in the game as he comes through. Bubble goes completely wide and he just wants to try and pick up the Lucian. Grabs the kill. Looking for a little bit more. We've got infinite summoners here. Comes through, gets the cannon, got a couple of flashes. And we are 7-0, 12 minutes in. And man, I've been spectating the boot camp on the EUS server with all these pros. And the tempo these pros are playing solo queue with is so fun to watch. Dude, you hit something. Who the hell was that? Who was that? Was that Nami? It's like they're playing on the Chinese super server. It's so fun to watch with all these. We saw LNG Tarzan, who's probably the best jungler in the world land today. And his games, like, he's playing like just Lee Sin and just acting like these EU master players are Silver 2. It's crazy to see. But it's always like, I don't know, man. Faker moves in, gets the kill onto the Lucian. He's playing this perfectly. It's always impressive because like you see master tier players versus master tier players and you think, damn, this is high level play. And then someone like Tarzan comes in and it just makes them look like the enemy has never played the game before. League is so much higher that goes above like a challenger player, you know? These pro players are just simply different. You can use this terrain there to try and get a long E, but he's gonna back up, grab the wave. And you'll start to see the Zoe E buffs come through now. Lower cooldown. I'm wondering what his build path is going to be. Usually you go either Horizon Focus or an Hourglass, pretty much, is your second item choices. I see Faker really likes Cosmic Drive on a lot of his champions, like LeBlanc. He gets a Medjais and he starts working his way towards some cooldown reduction. Medjais is perfect. Has both summoners, and one thing I didn't touch on, guys, is his runes here. He's running Unsealed Spellbook. Do not run this in your games. Do not run Unsealed Spellbook on Zoe in your games. Run Electrocute, okay? Just run Electrocute. Run like Gathering Storm and Absolute Focus. Just break it down. Be as simple as you goddamn can. You won't use Unsealed Spellbook correctly. Most players don't even use TP correctly until like Masters, okay? Like, I'm just going to be straight up. Unsealed Spellbook's a completely different demon. It works in high level play. It works very well in high level play, especially in competitive where there's a much less solo kills to be had. Ooh. And you know what summoners are right for every situation. It's too complex. So don't run that. Run Electrocute setup. Keep it simple. Run Ignite. I don't know what to tell you. We just got to drop the ego. Even I don't use Unsealed Spellbook correctly. Unless you're into like a competitive mid laner, you're playing the matchup perfectly, that's where you start to get the advantages. As we get the 14 stacks, by the way, on the Medjais. Still hasn't got his second buy. We're sitting with a 5k gold lead. 9-0 drops into the side lane. This is where you need to be careful, remember. Whenever you play these vulnerable mages dropping into the side lane, play towards vision and just make sure you know where the enemy team is before you extend through on these brushes. You can see the Graves top. You see the Syndra, you can extend here, it's safe. But if you see nobody and you're thinking to yourself, man, if they're in that brush there, I'm dead. Don't do it. You've got a free win, okay? Take the easy path for some of these wins. I know a lot of us, we get the leads and we just want to start mucking around. We want to start limit testing. We want to start making plays. The sad reality is, that's not really, a lot of the time, that's not getting you anything. A lot of the time you die and it makes the game so much harder than it needs to be, and sometimes you even throw when you're mucking around. Like, damn, why can't I just take a free win? And, I mean, that's maturing in League when you can just take a free win. You can either get carried or just play the game so slow and methodic and boring, and it's just like, well, I'm just going to gather the LP. It is what it is. It's hard to do, I know, and it's not as fun, but if you have goals to climb, sometimes that's just the reality that sinks in, right? Maybe this champion's not for me, maybe the style's not for me, maybe I'm not as mechanical, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought, and you just drop it down, hey? For me personally, like whenever I'm like trying, I climb best on a really small champion pool. 2 to 3 champions. I need to keep it super tight. I notice when I stretch my champion pool above 3 champions, on a really try-hard climb, I can't find the consistency that I use. I can't find the consistency. I'm so inconsistent because I'm not on these champions enough. And that's just me. Some other people can just play every goddamn champion. And other people can play super mechanical short range. I'm better on mages, I've found. Over my thousands of games, 20,000 plus games, it just, over all my win rates, it just, I can identify what my strengths and my weaknesses are. And you guys need to do it you guys need to do that and break it down and be honest to yourselves. As we get the Hourglass, 16 stacks now on the Magi's. We have TP and we have Ghost. Ghost is a great alternative when using Unsealed Spellbook for the flash. It's like a poverty flash, I guess. That you should always be trying to run, but just don't run it, guys. Just don't run it. You can play around with it, but I don't know. You won't see a good win rate with it. I love this. Wait. See, you can tell they might be there, and they are. And is that not just what I was talking about earlier? He didn't know where they were. You could kind of feel like he was hesitating. He was like, damn, they might be here, they might not be. And this actually is going to work out, I think. He has the stoppy. Yep. He's going to die. Lose the stacks. I think it's going to be a team dub, though. But even Faker gets caught out there on the weak side of the map. And it's going to make the game harder than it needs to be. I mean, it was a 2-for-1. It was probably worth, but still. If you just held it and his team got the mid-side prio, probably would have been better. As it doesn't look like he's going to go the Horizon focus. Extra damage, not as much. Not as much survivability, really. Probably going to be Blasting Wand. I mean, you could go for the Void. Enemy team has 0 MR, though. And drop into the side lane. I reckon just grouping. Shoving one. I mean, no, top lane tower hasn't been dropped yet. So the jungler should hover topside. Jungle and top laner should be topside with the Thresh. Everyone should be topside, really. You ward out, and if someone tries to defend the topside tower, you all just pummel them and dive them. As easy as that. Because they're super... You bring them out of their base. And you got to be thinking about these macro calls as you're leaving base, 30 seconds ahead. You never want to be making like macro decisions on the moment. You need to be planning them, executing them 30 seconds before. Possibly more sometimes, so... It's just going to make your games a lot more smoother when you know what you're working towards without just running out of base and being alt-tabbed, change the music, Discord message, come back in a game and be like, damn, I'm down mid. Why the hell am I here? I should be top. I should be this place. And the problem with doing this is you build bad habits. And once you have bad habits, they're so hard to break. Trust me. You do not want to have bad habits, and you need to try and fix them, guys, if you're trying to become a good player in League of Legends. You shove through mid. CS per minute's pretty low, but we got a 40 CS lead onto the Syndra. And let me know in the comments down below who you want to see me spectate on the EU bootcamp. We've got a lot of pros dropping down. We have Scout, we have Doomby, of course, Faker, Chovy, Showmaker, BDD. We got some really big name pro. Ooh, almost one taps it. Looking for the... Should be able to get an army. R forward. Oh, doesn't quite get the flash, but it's okay. Jinx Rocket comes through, picks up the Lucian. And we be running it down here, 11-1. And I'm wondering what Fake is going to name his account on the bootcamp. Midbeast fans 69. I reckon something like that probably would make a lot of sense, but also potentially not. As we flash forward, we get ulted. You can see Kennen is on the hunt. And Thresh might have to be this sacrificial lamb here. Oi? Looking for the E, looking for the E. Oh no, that was a bad hook. Just mistimed it. EDG, Viper, and Mako landed today. You should see some of their games. Viper, Draven against Diamond EU players. Ugh. It's fun to watch. Blue buff's been started. We already have a blue. You can see how he uses the terrain here. Comes through. So long range. Hardly even see. Oh, no, 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 no. You're dead. No, flashes out. Please live, please live, please live. We have 18 stacks. Dodges out onto the cannon. Looking to come through. Instantly QRs. Gets the assist. 20 stacks on the Medjai. Looking for 25. Shaco on a bloody tear. I think we're okay to move forward. Try and land an E. Just going to go for the mid lane prior. This safer call. We're still farming. Gonna get the help. Scuttle. Oh, and you know what I need to do? I need to do a Vex game of a good player playing Vex. I've seen Bjergsen playing it. I've seen Perks playing it. I wanted to do a faker Vex and wait for him to play it, but considering it's not enabled at Worlds, I don't think he's probably going to play it, so I might do a different player, guys. Maybe Caps if he pulls it out. I think the Vex champion is broken completely. I think it did receive a hotfix, but I think in general, its comp is so good. Its comp, like its kit, sorry, its kit is so good. It has everything it needs in a mid lane champion. Has engage, has disengage, has a lot of damage, a lot of mobility. It ticks all the boxes really. And it has really good synergy with champions like the Nocturne. You can run it with a Kai'Sa, diving into their backline. Comes in, looking for the Graves. Bubble lands. Here we go. Pops the Graves. Has the heal now. Just waiting for it. Doesn't hit the Lucian, but the bubble does land. And he gets the Cosmic Drive. I just noticed on the buy. Yeah, he loves these Cosmic Drives. He loves the movement speed and the CD he's getting from it. Oh, he misplayed that. And back to base we go. Syndra picks it up for the Void. Zipping out of base. We're teleporting into the bot side for a fight with the Camille. We come through. Camilla's dead. Bubble doesn't land. And the enemy, dude, they're pulling it back one by one. There's no chance we can throw this, yeah? It's such an early lead, but once again, they're not taking use of the Drake insurance. They don't really like doing Drakes in like high elo in Korea. Very low Drake rate, I won't lie. It's actually absurd, they just don't care. Even in like the Chinese games, they don't get Drake as often. More about fighting and kill setups. I can't explain why. I think in lower elos, I love Drakes. But in higher elos, they tend to avoid them. As we're going to jump through and look for a Baron fight. How do we play this? We don't have flash. Looking for the bubbles in the terrain. Can't quite see Baron's health. Faker comes through. Almost gets this deal, but Graves picks it up. Bubble lands onto the Lucian. Q. Grabs the Lucian. Looking for more now. Hits the smite onto the... And we Q forward. The bubble just misses. But Fake is not done. I thought he was going to R Proto, but he couldn't quite get it. Bubble lands on the Graves. He's now looking for the Syndra. Syndra gets a double. We Proto forward. And the Shaco is able to fix it up. 23 stacks, not quite 25. And I don't think we cleared all the Nash out. I think Kennen still has the Nash. The Baron buff. But Faker heads back. Last item, probably the Void Staff, right? I'd like a Death Cap. If he's interested, okay, well, he gets the Void Staff. Full build at 2650. You can always sell boots on Zoe or like a Lichbane, but at the end of the day, the Mercs into the Syndra is probably like into Syndra and Kennen It's probably going to keep you alive more than the extra damage is going to do anything. Okay, let's not miss Qs like that. Clear these wards out. He's got double flash here. He's going to have to use this flash in a second. As he's looking to try and land some bubbles. Lucian and Nami in the mid lane. Gotta be so careful of these stuns. Using this terrain here for the bubbles. And just look at Faker, how he uses this. These angles are so essential from Zoe. Do not play Zoe front on. You want to be playing from the side. You need to be on a different side to your team and just looking to launch Qs and bubbles around. They start panicking. It's quite obvious. Still has the Gale Force. Camille ultis the Graves, right? Faker comes through. He picks up the Graves, looking for something more. And these ranges. And I reckon AP Cogmore, I'm seeing it get picked more and more these days. I'm telling you, AP Cog at Worlds, I reckon. AP Cog does great into Zoe, into Azir, into like Cassio. It's just a really nice long-range mage. As the TP's coming through, look at that. Got a cannon with a flank. Gets stunned up. Thresh almost dies. Faker. Faker dropping very low, and here comes the cannon. We've got to get out. We've got to get out. Just abort him! I would have sent him into the death realm there. Every man for himself. Every goddamn man for himself. Faker almost has teleport. 10 seconds. So you might look for the... Ooh. Bubble lands on Lucian. Lucian flashes forward. No. See you later, mate. Gale Force in. Oh my god. The Nami. Hi, Nami. He flashes. What are you doing flashing away from me, honey? You can't flash away from a Zoe. Now the Graves hits the ultimate. Faker flashes forward. 16, 2, and 13. 25 stacks on the Magi. You gotta say, this is a nice, clean game from Faker. And this is how you should be playing Zoe. It's nice and controlled. Very hard to stuff up a Zoe game. You should be super consistent with this champion. I would like to see a death cap somewhere here, though. What do you reckon you do? Would you? I don't think you can. Can you sell Hourglass for death cap if you're feeling very adventurous? Or would you sell the Cosmic Drive? Cosmic Drive scaling. Oh, fuck yes. So when you are in stasis as Zoe, you can Q, stasis, and then you can still direct your second Q, your Q2. Faker does that exactly there. Baits in the Lucian. We'll head back to base, sitting on a shit ton of gold. Let's see if he makes any item changes. And there we go. He sells the Hourglass for the death cap. 792 ability power. And that just tells me he wants to play aggressive. He's confident no one's going to be able to touch him. And now he's just looking to one tap the entire team. Zoe fares extremely well into squishy comps with low engage. The only engaged enemy team really has like a cannon flank. Nami's the Nami ult's trash. Syndra stun, you can juke it out and you have the mercs. This is just the perfect team to play Zoe into. You don't have flash, don't have unsealed. Gotta be a little bit cautious. Almost taps it. Beautiful snipe there by the Jinx. And they should just be able to move through now. They got a 10k gold lead. As the Shirelias. Through, they get the kill under the Syndra. Let's just run it through, boys, for the end. Syndra Graves dead. It's only 3 remaining. But, oh my god, that damage under the tower. Are we going for any more cheeky kills? Or are we just going to end it? Looking like we're just going to end the game, boys. That's going to be it from me. Probably my last game in Korea. I'm going to be focusing a lot on the EUS bootcamp for Worlds from now. But until the next video, thank you. Leave a comment down below on the pros you want me to spectate. Until next time, catch us later. Peace.